Fun. And very great. Hmm. Do we want the videos? Yeah. We're getting okay. Mike. To get those.
Oh.
Now, the other problem is I don't know if this and this are on the same VLAN.
First. Hello?
We're
We're getting.
the problem is though, what's happening is that delay, everything's delayed, so they're only getting, it's like every other, maybe not every other, whatever frame they're getting, that's the only audio they're getting. And picture. So like, it's seeing the video. It's awesome. Like, yeah, they're doing something.
Oh, no, he doesn't see that.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
okay.
see what's on there.
What I'm
He's seeing
doing
your
right-
camera.
So Sal, what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna pan the camera left. And see how it's jumps? And then you'll kind of see.
Testing 1, 2. Breathe. Do you want me to keep talking? Over.
Yeah.
In other words,
What did,
Receive.
oh, yeah,
Work.
Yeah. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2.
Taking that section, I have a question about number blank and hold the closed section. And quite frankly, we'll hold the whole thing. We'll hold the whole thing. Just after that.
No, I don't have, I don't take them on here. I'm not.
Like what?
Oh.
Microphone's on.
Get on here.
No. That sunlight is really.
Yeah, that's right. I'm always here.
I'm just gonna just think. Hey. Present. Hello, Mrs. Williams. Hello, how are you? Ready?
Good evening, everyone. Regular meeting of the Township Union Board of Education is called to order. Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Present.
Dr. Francis,
Present.
Mrs. Manisi,
Here.
Mr. McDowell,
Present.
Dr. Morgan,
Here.
Mr. O'Shea. Darby,
Here.
Mrs. Ruiz, Mrs. Williams.
Here.
Mr. O'Shea, would you lead us in the flag salute, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. O'Shea. The Open Public Meetings Act statement will be read by Mrs. Kuhn.
The New Jersey Public Meetings Act was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of the public body at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provision of the Act, the Union Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof published in the Star Ledger and Union County local sources posted in the administrative building at 2369 Morris Avenue, Union, New Jersey, filed with the township clerks and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. During the course of the board meeting, the Board of Education offers members of the public opportunity to address issues regarding Union Township Public Schools. The board reminds those individuals to identify themselves by name and address. The first public comment period is for items on the agenda. The second public comment period can be on any issue. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes respectfully. Issues raised by the members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks all members of the public to be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Comments regarding students and employees of the board will not be responded to by the board. Mr. President.
Thank you, Mrs. Coon. The mission statement will be read by Mrs. Manisi.
The mission of the Township of Union Public Schools is to build on the foundations of honesty, excellence, integrity, strong family and community partnerships. We promote a supportive learning environment where every student is challenged, inspired, empowered, and respected as diverse learners. Through cultivation of students' intellectual curiosity, skills, and knowledge, our students can achieve academically and socially and contribute as responsible and productive citizens of our global community.
Thank you, Mrs. Manisi. This is our regular meeting, so we will be voting on resolutions tonight. Now we are at the point where the public are allowed to make comments on the resolutions that we are voting on tonight. Those that are online, I think you need to use the raised hand icon.
Mr. Mohe?
Yeah, good evening, Jeff Moonhead, 388 Huguenot Avenue. Just a follow-up to my question last week. F-17 approving maximum dollar limit for professional services. I was wondering why that would be voted on tonight when that is part of the overall budget that you guys will eventually vote on. Why wouldn't that be voted on at that same time so the board members have a comprehensive review of the budget that they're approving? Thank you.
Mohe, I apologize. Can you try one more time with your comment?
Yeah, sure. So last week I asked about F-17, about why the maximum budget limit for professional services, which is part of the overall budget that you would have to review and vote on later on, I guess in a couple of months. Why wouldn't you look at that and view it as a comprehensive budget with this professional service number? Otherwise, you're voting on a portion of a budget and not in a comprehensive way when you vote on it in the next several weeks. Thank you.
Okay.
No,
Barely, but Mr. Mohe, if you would, I think your question was about the budget and it being comprehensive to include F-17. I think we need to talk to our business administrator. If you could send me or the BA an email with your question or comment, that would be, I think, a little more helpful than what we're going through right now. Okay. Since that was the only raised hand from the public, we'll move on with the approval of the minutes. The minutes are from February 9th, work session, executive session, February 16th, regular meeting and executive session, February 18th, special meeting, that was ethics training, and February 18th again, planning meeting. Would somebody make a motion to approve those minutes? Moved by Mrs. Brent Watson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mrs. Nisi. Questions or comments about the minutes from February? No questions or comments. Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Mrs. Brent Watson? Yes. Dr. Francis?
The February 18th special meeting, abstain, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Vacy?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea? Yes. Mrs. Rita Starby?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Abstain from February 9th work session and executive session, yes to everything else.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. Thank you. The communications are listed in section G. Those are communications and requests for leaves, extensions of leaves, intermittent leaves, I think some retirements, resignations, nothing out of the ordinary there. There is a request from the Township of Union, the Ed Foundation, that will be taken care of in the operations. So at this point, we'll turn it over to our acting superintendent, Mr. Benaquista, for the superintendent's report. Mr. Benaquista.
Thank you, Mr. McDowell. So as we do, and it's a big part of our superintendent's report, our student liaisons will share with us. I believe they are virtually. I know ninth grade Gabriella may not be able to attend. Mr. Wojcik, you see our liaisons on. Gabriella, Joshua, Pedro, or Faith. Oh, Faith, I didn't see you on there. So Faith, if you can't find them, you're going to be more than welcome to come to the mic.
Joshua's on.
So
Pedro, I did not see him in the other.
we could try that and see, but let's start with, I guess, Joshua.
Hello, can you all hear me?
How you doing, Joshua?
Great. So actually, on behalf of the sophomore class, and they asked for me to do this, we would like to applaud the board, the building administration, and the entire staff for making a smooth transition back into hybrid schooling for the fourth marking period. And that is actually all that I have to say tonight. So applause to you all.
And Mr. Wojcik, do you want to see if that is Pedro?
Ms. Torres, I asked you to unmute. If this is Pedro, please unmute. I'm going to assume that's now.
Okay, now, Faith.
I think it is. No, feel free to share what's going on.
Well,
Senior year.
okay. For our senior year, we would just like to thank the board and everybody else's staff for, I guess, working hard towards allowing us to have a prom, a senior day, and anything else that's very interactive. A lot of people were discouraged before in the beginning of the year, but now, like, everybody's very excited for all these activities to happen, especially tomorrow, because it's been a while since people have seen each other. And yeah, people really like the idea of coming back to school and hybrid situation. They miss their teachers and all that, so it's been like really quiet.
And I will speak a little bit more about some of the things you mentioned, but I'm very happy that the students, again, that choose to come are able to, and especially our seniors, before they leave some kind of normal. Ending to their senior year, that's what we're trying to do as best we can. I'm hoping that the seniors take advantage of anything we offer. A little easier for the schools to now hold different events. So, we're gonna keep working with you on some, the senior class, on some things to end the year and hopefully kind of keep promoting what you guys, have in your time with us at Union. That's the biggest thing we do at this point. So thank you, Faith, for all the time you've put in along your, not just as a student liaison, but your hard work you've done in school. So I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you, Faith.
So, moving on, the superintendent's report for harassment, intimidation, and bullying. For the month of April, the ending period of March, that is March 17th to April 27th. There was reported one HIB case and one inconclusive. And then as affirmed, we'll get that next month. For yearly totals, it was 3 reported, 5 inconclusive, 2 were affirmed, and 4 were affirmed inconclusive. So that's my report for our HIB for the period of March 17th to April 27th. And at the work session, we will affirm, those dates of the HIB cases. Moving on, I want to share the, as far as the hybrid survey we sent out right before spring break, we did send a survey out to just see how people felt, kind of like what Faith just spoke about. Excited to be back. As far as the parents, 93% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the communication from the district. 89.7 reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the quality of instruction their students were receiving. 97% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the safety of their students while in the buildings. And 48.6 of the parents felt that the quality of instruction has increased since the return to hybrid. The virtual parents, 87.7 reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the communication from the district. 83.9% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the quality of instruction their students were receiving. 10.7% of the parents felt that the quality of instruction had worsened since the return to hybrid. Hybrid students, 87.3 reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the communication from the district. 90.1% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the quality of instruction they were receiving. 94.6 reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the safety while in the buildings. 59.5% of the students felt that the quality of instruction had increased since the return to hybrid. 38.7% of the students reported participating in breakout groups, and that included Zoom, Nearpod, and Clever are the most popular platforms being used. The virtual students, 77.6% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the communication from the district. 75.5% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the quality of instruction they were receiving. 9.9% of the students felt that the quality of instruction had worsened since the return to hybrid. And 38.1% of the students reported participating in breakout groups 3 or more times a week. Again, Zoom, Nearpod, and Clever were the most used. As far as our staff, 82.2% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the communication from the district. 85.6% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the safety in the buildings. 71.1% reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the trainings the district provided related to hybrid instruction. So again, thank you, board, because we had to change and adjust some of our schedules. And those trainings were Zoom, GoGuardian, Google Suite, and some other ones. Those were the most popular. As far as virtual staff, We do have some still, 90.4% reported that they were very satisfied or satisfied with the communication from the district. 76.7 reported that they were satisfied or very satisfied with the trainings the district provided related to hybrid instruction. And again, that was Zoom, GoGuardian, and Google Suite, the main ones. So that was the overall results of the survey we sent out. Thank you to those that participated in the survey. Really appreciate that. As far as at this time of the year, we do announce our Teachers of the Year. The Teachers of the Year, the 2021, it's virtual this year, so virtual Union County Teacher Recognition Program. And this recognizes teachers that go above and beyond their regular duties to truly make an impact on the school, district, and community. This is voted on by the school employees. So they are the ones that nominate and vote for each teacher in each building. A letter did go out. I would like to just publicly recognize the teachers from each school. Battle Hill Elementary School was Susan Lasanti. Connecticut Farms Elementary School was Christina Lamb. Franklin Elementary School was Courtney McCarthy. Hannah Caldwell Elementary School was Alexa Moriello. Livingston Elementary School was Elise Levine. Washington Elementary School was Cheryl Calabrese. Jefferson School was Samantha Formica. Burnett Middle School was Kim Villani. Kawami Middle School was Amanda Maxwell. And Union High School was Will Eichert. Congratulations to all our Teachers of the Year. Thank you again for your dedication and hard work. As far as we are also next month going to be recognizing the Governor's Teachers of the Year. That just got sent to me, and I'm just making sure that all the information is accurate, and I'll bring it to I'll send out something, but I'll also recognize those teachers. Updates for graduation and prom. As Faith spoke about a little bit, Union High School graduation will be held on June 26, 2021. A letter regarding this was sent out yesterday to senior students, parents, and caregivers. If there is someone who has not received the letter or information, please reach out to Union High School. Results from the survey to students regarding graduation, because we wanted to get the students' input on how they felt about when the ceremony would be. Do they want to try to have it all together? 78% of the students at Union High School would prefer graduation being held on one day versus being held over several days. And the reason we had to ask that is because the capacity that's still existing, even though it was April 26th that we got further guidance with our school district being so large, there will be some restrictions still, unless I have to reach out to the county superintendent tomorrow. There's a word in there, fixed seating. If we consist of fixed seating, then it might be where we could possibly hold one graduation, but I got to find that out with a little more detail to what exactly that means, because our stadium is bigger than most schools. So if that'll be allowed, we could possibly, if not, we're looking at least 3 ceremonies on that Saturday. As we did last year, several ceremonies. 93% of the Union High School students preferred to graduate in person compared to virtual. So that was overwhelming, where they don't want a virtual graduation. They want to graduate in person. So we're going to make that happen. 73% of our Union High School students stated that Saturday graduation would help them alleviate planning issues for families to attend. Moving on to the prom. The prom will be held at Costa del Sol on Thursday, May 27, 2021, and it's from 6 to 10 p.m. The Costa del Sol has the facilities to accommodate our students in that outdoor event. So that's why we're choosing Costa del Sol this year. And again, we're going to follow the guidelines that we have to, but it'll allow the students that want to participate in prom to have an event to go to. As we know, marking period 3 just ended. There will be an article released next week on our honor roll students. We're also going to highlight the honor roll students from the beginning of the year, and we will continue this at the end of the year. So thank you, Ms. Breams. I know you brought that up several months ago. We're going to get that out in the paper and on our social media. So hopefully the students are looking forward to that being recognized for honor roll. You know, keep up the good work, keep striving to make the honor roll, and your dedication to your academics. 2020, 2021, 36th annual Outstanding Scholars Breakfast. They're making it in person this year again, which last year, I can't remember if it was in person or, virtual or maybe even canceled. But it's a great event for the students to be recognized throughout the county. Most school districts do their Val and Sal. Some that don't do Val and Sal choose it in another way. We always pick our Val and Sal. So this year, and again, I think I mentioned Friday, May 21st will be the breakfast. The students that will be joining us and getting recognized, the valedictorian for this year is Dylan DeFilippi, and the salutatorian is Nicholas Vasquez. So congratulations to Dylan and Nicholas, and I look forward to seeing you at the Scholars Breakfast. I want to thank Overlook Hospital Atlantic Health. Probably about a month and a half ago, I sent an email to a representative of Overlook Medical Center, Atlantic Health, to ask for their assistance in helping our employees get vaccinated. There was a nice employee there, Cecilia Viamonte, who reached out to me pretty quickly. And we immediately got her the information that she was needed. I think it was several hundred of our staff members were on the list. And I heard that within days, people started getting schedules for vaccinations. So it was just another avenue that our employees had. The phone of trying to request it through these other places were getting frustrating. And so I really want to just say thank you publicly to Overlook Atlantic Health for assisting us, as they did, I think, with many districts, with scheduling our employees to get vaccinated if they wish to do so. Ms. Guilfoyle, I believe, is on remotely. I wanted her to speak to the ESSER funds and kind of just give an overview of where we're at with that, with the grants. Ms. Guilfoyle?
Yes, good evening. Can everybody hear me? The ESSER 2 grant money usage and future grant monies update. Right now, I've been working on the ESSER funds. That's a little over $2.9 million. That grant is due on May 14th. I'm hoping to have it in sooner than that so that we can get the money into the accounts and start spending them. The money. Allowable uses in addition to the 12 authorized uses in the CARES ESSER 1 with a distinct emphasis on the following additional uses. Addressing student learning loss to include administering and using high quality assessments that are valid and reliable to accurately assess students' academic progress. School facility repairs and improvements to enable operations of schools to reduce the risk of virus transmission and exposure to environmental health hazards, and projects to improve indoor air quality in school facilities, including HVAC, window and door repair, replacement, or upgrading. We will be addressing most of the funds for including the HVAC to improve the indoor air quality so that our students can come back safely in September. Also looking into window replacement. And then, of course, we're going to be having programs over the summer, during the school year, after school, for addressing student learning loss and working on high quality assessments. The second part of the grant It's the learning acceleration. That was 190,834. 75% of those funds will be used to support research-based academic enrichment activities such as summer learning academies, summer school year learning acceleration academies, and one-on-one tutoring. You will see later on in the presentation the programs that we are putting together for the summer learning acceleration academies. A portion dedicated to academic enrichment for students, districts will be required to spend 75% on STEM-related activities and experiences. We are working on having that during the summer. STEM will be included in all of our programs, as well as spend 25% on activities related to literacy and the arts. The remaining 25% of the Learning Acceleration Grant funds will be used for activities that support the broader learning ecosystem, evidence-based strategies to cultivate a growth mindset in students, professional learning for educators, in the use of formative assessments, and the use of extended instructional time to effectively scaffold students' learning, as well as integrate parents and educators into a multi-tiered system of supports. And there's a third part to the grant, mental health supports and services, $45,000. These funds will support schools in building or enhancing a continuum, and that's where we're going to focus that money on, is a continuum of our school-based mental health services for students and expanding that in coordination with existing county and local services and supports for educator. More information can be found at the CRRSA Act webpage. There's also a second round of stimulus funds that's coming out of the American Rescue Plan ESSER funds. That will be forthcoming, I'm hearing, sometime in May. New Jersey has received the funds from the federal government, but has yet to distribute. Rumors are that we may get 3 times the amount we got from the ESSER 2 funds. So as soon as I have more information on that, I will be providing that to the board. I think that's it.
Also, just so everyone knows, as far as the timeline to spend the funds, is it till 2023 for ESSER 2?
Yes.
So
2023.
we're going to be working diligently to make sure that these funds are spent, as the requirements require us to, but also making sure that we have these funds ongoing for the needs of the kids. And then, as Ms. Guilfoyle did say, the American Rescue Plan ESSER funds, there was some preliminary data that came out. I don't want to mention it because it's never, until we receive that notice from the Department of Ed, I don't want to speak to it in case they changed it, but it is considerably more money than the ESSER 2, which, like Ms. Guilfoyle stated. So I'm excited about that. The meetings I've been in, we want to put a lot of emphasis into our ventilation and filtration. We want to make sure that parents and students in the future coming back to school feel safe, that the classrooms, the environment, they don't have to worry about the ventilation or filtration not being a safe environment. So, we're going to be meeting with and try to get as much input from experts on that, of how we could adapt our classrooms, what equipment we could put in to make sure that when people are coming back to our schools, they know that the environment, like I said, is safe at a level where, we won't have to worry about the virus spreading throughout that classroom. So there's definitely a lot more to come with the utilization of the money. We will be using some of the money on our summer programs this year, again, for our students. As far as our attendance report for the month of March, the students was 96.5% and staff was 95.7%. Now, I believe Mr. Cheris from Burnett Middle School is on. I want him to share our esports at Burnett Middle School and how incredible they did in such a short time. And I believe I don't want to misrepresent it, but I believe they won the state championship for esports, which is a very fast growing sport for the kids.
Mr. Cherish, you and your students should be able to unmute yourselves and share your screens if need be.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Wojcik, and thank you, Mr. Benequister, for that. Let me go ahead and throw up that screen for you guys, for everyone real quick who's here. And good evening, everybody. Thank you all for giving us this opportunity to share and talk a little bit. But before I talk, I'd like to first show and just give you an idea of what our kids were doing in this esports program just a little over a month ago.
Barely able to clear it down, but it's Shaky's going to keep it alive. Triple commit once again comes out from Thorne. They still have not found a clear as Tito's going to put it in for the second goal.
Okay. So for those of you that are scratching your head saying, what was just happening? That was what was rated as the #1 play of the entire series for the Garden State Esports Middle School Rocket League Championship. And that was one of our own players, Leandro Burgos, who I didn't ask for today because I wanted to get some different experiences presented to you guys. Last year, I was asked to begin an esports program at Burnett Middle School right before we went into remote learning. So that was a fun experience. 1 year later, I could not be more surprised and proud at where the program has gone. It was challenging, but fun starting something new. And I am grateful for the support of not just our parents, but Mrs. Paul, Mr. Shaw, the UTA, and the Board of Education in seeing something and realizing this is a future. And this is, a thing of the future that we need to get the kids involved with now. And I'll have one of my students talk about that a little bit later. Today, I have 3 students tonight who are going to share their experiences within the program with you, as well as some of our plans to grow and advancing the program next year and how esports connects additionally to the world after school. It is my pleasure to introduce, to start us off tonight, Mrs. Taylor Hodges Freeland. Taylor?
Hi, my name is Taylor, and I want to tell you about being a girl in a male-dominated sport and the Burnett Barbarians winning the GSC championship. It's tough to be a girl in a sport with mostly boys. When I first joined, I thought there were going to be some girls. I found out pretty quickly that there were not. When I first joined and I found out I was the only girl, I was a little intimidated at first, but then after a while, I realized I don't have a reason to be scared or upset. After a while, I got used to it, and now I enjoy this experience. I encourage other girls to join and participate in esports. You just need some confidence and poise. Next, I want to talk about the GSC Championship because it was an amazing experience. The competition was played through 5 best-of-3 matches, and whoever wins 3 wins the game. When we were playing, we were excited to even be there. We had worked and practiced tirelessly to get there, and it paid off when we won the Garden State Championship. The whole ordeal didn't register with me until after all the matches were over. We really had just won. It all still feels like a fairy tale. I would now like to introduce Donovan Jimenez to talk about his experience as a new player.
Hi, my name is Donovan Jimenez, and this is my presentation. I first joined Rocket League in January after a friend recommended me I join the club. When I first joined the club, I was amazed how good the other students in Burnett were. Since I was new to the game, I would work with the better players to improve. I would also watch YouTube videos on how to get better and try and learn new tricks, and I kept on doing tutorials over and over again. Looking back, I can see how much I've grown. I thought this club was just a little thing to make friends and play together. I didn't expect that it would become as big as it has. My hard work paid off, and I was able to participate in a state tournament and become a state champion. Esports is not just about playing games. We are planning on bringing several non-player roles next year, such as commentators who announce and comment on live games and pre-recorded games, social media managers who create posts and management of social media channels, artists who create custom art for use on social media, website, and apparel, video editors who a video editor is involved in a video production and the post-production of filmmaking. I would now like to introduce Darian Cancel to talk about his experience as a new student.
Hi, my name is Darian, and I will tell you how I experienced being the new kid in school. When I first joined Burnett, I was very nervous. My other school had just been closed due to the pandemic, so I didn't have any friends. That all changed when I found out that Burnett had a Rocket League team. I immediately joined because I had already been playing Rocket League. I started to get to know people on the first day, and soon I even had some friends. I kept participating in the program and made even more friendships as the days went on. Now I feel nothing like a new kid. I feel like I have always been here. Due to the remote nature of esports, having an audience can be a difficult task. Teams using streaming platforms to allow people to spectate the team's games, matches, and training. A prominent streaming platform is Twitch. As esports has risen in popularity, it has also started growing in schools and colleges. There are several colleges that offer scholarships from esport players and esport related programs. Some professions that are connected to esports can include team management, content creators, financial management, and game developers. As you can see, there is a lot more to esports in our program than just playing games. Here, we are learning valuable life skills while having fun. Thank you for your support as we continue to grow and develop this program.
And thank you again, everyone, for giving us this opportunity to talk and present briefly to you guys about our program and what we look forward to doing with it in the future. We pass back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Charis, for putting that together, highlighting your students and your program, your club. And I also want to thank administration, Mr. Shaw, for supporting this. I'm sure it's going to grow in the future. What I've heard so far, how much fun the students are having. I'm sure more and more of our schools will start their own club. Hopefully we could even go down to maybe the elementary school and allow this opportunity, because I know it is one of the fastest. I think Mr. Shaw said it at one point, it's one of the fastest growing sports that's out there right now for I'm assuming students or kids. So it's great, amazing job. First time in. I am very proud of you. I'm sure the board is very proud of you guys and our students for really making it hard for next year, living up to where you landed your first year. So, but congratulations. I know you guys could do it in the future and keep having fun. I would like to let everyone know the Union High School Senior Awards will be May 24th, and it will be virtual. Like I said, the updated end of the year guidance, it's still indoor activities. It's still a maximum of 250. And again, with our size school at the high school, we wouldn't be able to accommodate that indoors with the students and parents and everyone. So it's going to be a virtual event. I'm excited for that. That's another great night for all our seniors' hard work, where they apply for different awards. Some are scholarships and, really helping them out on their next part of their journey. National Decision Day is coming up May 1st. We'll celebrating Union High School students who have committed to the post-secondary school plans. So we're going to make sure that we celebrate that. There'll be a selfie station set up at Union High School on 430 and 53. We want to get as many students recognizing where their next steps will take them. Information about when and where to share those photos will be announced soon on the counseling and seniors social media pages. The district will also be highlighting where all our students will be going in the future. And it's going to be more of an artistic visual display around our school. So I look forward to that before the end of the year. People starting to drive by and visit the school and seeing all the different places our wonderful students will be going. So I'm looking forward to that coming. Update, I know last week there was some questions about pre-K facilities, and I would like to just give a quick update that right now for this year, the next school year, 21-22, we will be partnering with the YMCA. I also know the following year and thereafter, we're going to continue to look for partnering with other providers within our community. Our pre-K program is growing, and I have a feeling we're going to need to just keep adding partners along the way because and different providers because I have a feeling we'll get more funding and we'll have more students involved in our pre-K program. So that's great that this upcoming year it'll be the YMCA, and then we'll look for more providers to support our pre-K program. A short update on summer programs. Obviously, Camp Invention. We will be allowing partnering with Camp Invention to allow it to be housed in our district Jefferson Elementary School for the 1 week. It is paid for by any parent that wants to send their child. So it's technically not our program. We just help facilitate it. As far as our ESY program, that will again be happening this year. All our summer programs will also offer a hybrid format. If students are uncomfortable still coming, they can still participate virtually. But I'm hoping most of our students with the summer weather will enjoy coming to our schools in a safe environment and participating in our summer programs. Mr. Wojcik, I'm not going to read through this, but I'd just like to highlight, if you could put up Mr. Wojcik and then just slide down. We will have this presented on our website, so all parents, community members, board members can access this. So the Summer Bridge to accelerate learning will be included in all our programs. So Connecticut Farms Elementary School will be having a program. Franklin Elementary School will be having a summer program. Jefferson Elementary School will be having a program. Burnett Middle School will be having a program. Union High School will be having a program, several programs. And you could see there it's 8th and 9th grade transition, it's credit recovery, it's advancement, it's AP and honors boot camp. And again, we'll be getting out a lot more information on this, signups, how to register, but we're trying to provide as many opportunities for students to have the access to, if they want to join in a summer program, there'll be a wide variety of different programs. And ESY is ran by our special service department. A lot of these other programs are going to be funded through our title funds. And I'm really excited to see our students, again, hopefully back in our buildings, enjoying learning over the summer, because we try to make it fun for the kids and engaging with the hands-on projects. We'll include social emotional within it this year, and just a lot of creative things for our students this summer. I'm not going to, again, it was sent out, our first edition of our was prepared, Ms. Moran and myself. Thank you, Ms. Moran. But it was sent out to the community. As you can see, it included a lot of different information. Hopefully people clicked on the links. It took them to a lot of different areas, and listened to some of the videos. And it's just another thing that we wanted to get accomplished at this back end of the year. And we'll have another one coming out in May. So I hope the community looks forward to receiving those for the rest of the year. As far as the assessment updates, the 2019-2020 school performance report highlights and assessment updates, I would just like to review that because we did get our information. So the highlights from 2019-20 New Jersey SPR, many data points related to student growth were unable to be reported because of the cancellation of the New Jersey SLA and other state standardized assessments. The participation rates for 10th and 11th grade students taking the PSAT and participating rate for 12th grade students taking the SAT were higher than state averages. The number of students who have scores that met the state college readiness benchmark in both the PSAT and SAT fall within 10% of the state average. The number of AP students taking an AP test and the number of scoring a 3 or higher increased. The percentage of students taking CTE courses is over 4 times the state average. It says a lot about what courses and how many courses we offer and how many students we have that are interested in our CTE courses. The number of students taking calculus almost doubled. And that was a course not too long ago that we added. So I'm happy to see that our students are gravitating and taking calculus. Our overall graduation rate remains both steady and higher than the state average. In addition, the percentage of Black and Hispanic students that graduate within 4-year cohort is about 6% higher than the state average. We cut our dropout rate in half from 1.1% in 2018-19 to 0.5% in 19-20. The district-wide suspension rate went down 2.6%. Although we did minimally increase the percentage of staff who represent the global majority, we recognize still work needs to be done to ensure our staff better represents our student population. Now with that, as everyone knows in education, teachers in certain areas that work with our students are tenured. So it's not as easy as to just replace people and bring in people that, it'll better correlate to the demographics of our students. But I do want to highlight the work that's been done over the last few years. If you see in that chart, prior to all staff hire prior to 2015, it was 75% to 25% white to non-white. And as you see, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you could look at that chart. As you see in 15-16, it was 54.5 to 45.5. And then 16-17, it was 49 to 51. 17-18, it was 56.8 to 43.2. But the last 2 years, it was 31.8 to 68.2, and then 38.3 to 61.7. So I think it really shows that even though we do recognize overall that we still need to, again, make more progress in this area, we are working towards that. And I'm very proud to say over the last 5 years, we have done a diligent job when we have the opportunity of hiring the most qualified as well as minority candidates. So Union High School, I would just finishing off, Union High School Key Club is honoring the World Autism Awareness Day, had their members, students bring about awareness for those with autism and also educated others on Instagram posts. This is coming up, our play. It's going to be unique. It's going to be different, but we still need that support we get every year. There is the link there that will be on. We'll put it up on our website. But it's show tickets. You can buy your tickets online. Please support our UHS PAC, May 20th to May 23rd. I have a feeling just because the kids are going to be so excited to put on this performance. They got shortchanged last year, right before they were ready to do it. COVID hit. I know they're going to do an excellent job like they always do every year. And I encourage everyone to come out. And it's going to be outside. So that'll in itself will be exciting. May 20th to May 23rd. So please buy your tickets early. I would like to also mention every year, this is one of the, I haven't gotten to go. I went a couple of years ago. The New Jersey PTA Reflections Program is such a wonderful event. I want to recognize 3 young artists from Union that received awards this year. In the high school division, an award of excellence was won by Jarrett Suggs for his Midnight Blur photo. And then Michael Cross received an award of merit for his photo entitled End of Season. Livingston School student Sydney Webb won honorable mention in the intermediate division of her photo. I Matter. So if those photos and artwork isn't displayed on our website, we will make sure that they get up. Ms. Capiello, if you could request it from those schools, I would love to showcase the ones that won. And even if we have some other ones we can get up, just to showcase the great artistic students we have. We have amazing students in the performing and visual arts. Calling all cars. I know we spoke about it last week about the marching band and you need your car washed. I know you're going to go 3 times because you have those 3 cars. Make sure it was rescheduled to May 23rd. Try to not wash your car until then so it's nice and dirty, and our marching band can give you a nice cleaning that you'll remember for a long time to support, again, our marching band. Now, this is something I'm not sure if you're aware of, but Mary Ellen Patrico wanted me to announce that to the Board of Ed and all our community that the Relay for Life scheduled for June 5th has been postponed. Due to the current environment, the American Cancer Society has recommended that we postpone our June 5th Relay for Life event. We will be working with the Township Committee to establish a new date in the fall. And then I mentioned real quick the end of the year activity guidance that came out along the way. As guidance changes, we will. I'm hoping that it's possible that it even gets a little less restrictive to help us if we need to on our end of the year activities. But we're going to work within the guidance. And Mr. President, that will conclude my superintendent's report for this month.
Thank you, Superintendent Benaquista. Seems like Union is very, very busy once again. I'm glad to hear all that, see all that. A lot of activity. Great. Thank you for a comprehensive report. We will move on with the resolutions. The first set of resolutions are coming from the Education Student Discipline Committee. The chairperson is not here this evening, Mrs. Ruiz. There are actually just 2 resolutions. E1, the superintendent's report. I'm sorry, let me just start this. I'll do this for Mrs. Ruiz. Upon recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Education Student Discipline Committee presents the following resolutions for the board's consideration. The superintendent's report on HIB, which is just given. There's no vote required on that. E2 is to approve the settlement agreement. Approve the settlement agreement for SP in accordance with the non-public information in the hands of each board member. Those are that's the one resolution from the Education Student Discipline Committee. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mrs. Regis Darby.
Can we pass the others as a group, please?
I'll remind everyone. Any questions or comments about the Education Student Discipline Committee resolutions? If not, Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Yes. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea? Mrs. Regis Darby?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. And I'll just remind all of the chairs of each committee, the resolutions were discussed at length last week at our working meeting. So if you can, would you please present the resolutions in bulk so that we don't have to go through each one? But if there are any that you would like to emphasize, feel free to do so. Mr. O'Shea, the Fiscal and Planning Committee resolutions, please.
Starting to get back to normal with the kids going back to class. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Fiscal and Planning Committee presents the following resolutions for the board's consideration. F1 through F5, F7 to F27. F6, the agenda item was approved on April 20th, so there is no need to reapprove it today.
And F28 requires no vote. Those are the resolutions presented by the chair of the fiscal committee. Is there a second? Seconded by Mrs. Manisi. Questions or comments about any of the fiscal resolutions? Seeing none. Was it?
My closer.
Turn it on.
Hey, it's on.
Okay.
Do I need to do this again?
No.
Are there any questions?
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Mrs. Brins Watson?
Yes.
Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed Starby?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. There are two, the grievance negotiations committee resolutions are, those will be presented. Let me just find who are responsible for the collective bargaining with the custodians. That would be, yes, it is Mrs. Manisi. Thank you.
Upon recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the grievance negotiation committee presents the following resolutions for the board's consideration. G1, approve collective bargaining agreement, ACMTE. Approve collective bargaining agreement between the Township of Union Board of Education and the Association of Custodial Maintenance and Transportation Employees in accordance with the information in the hands of the board. And G2, approve the memorandum of understanding. This one is not me. I don't think UTEA.
Well, that's actually.
The sick bank leave.
That's Dr. Francis. He's the chair for the teachers. G2.
Okay, G2 is to approve the memorandum of understanding, UTEA, sick bank. Approve the memorandum of understanding by and between the Township of Union Board of Education and the Township and the Union Township Education Association in accordance with information in the hands of each board member.
Thank you. Resolution G1 has been moved by Mrs. Manisi. We need a second for G1.
Second.
Seconded by Mrs. Williams. Let's vote on that first. Mrs. Capello, roll call for G1, please.
Mrs. Brins Watson?
Yes.
Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed Starby?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. G2 was moved by Dr. Francis. Is there a second? Seconded by Mrs. Brins Watson. Questions or comments?
I just have a quick question for Mr. Taylor. May I vote on that? Yeah, UTEA? Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other questions, comments? Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Mrs. Brins Watson? Yes. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Abstain?
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed Starby?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. McDowell?
Yes. The Operations Committee resolutions will be presented by Dr. Francis.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we start, I want to make a motion, if I can, to table 04. 04 is to approve award of contract for roofing.
Aye.
Wait, it's been moved. Is there a second? I'll second that motion.
If I may, Mr. President, may we just modify the motion to reference that it'll be tabled until a special meeting is scheduled and or the next regular board meeting, but the intent is to schedule a special meeting sooner rather than later, probably in the next week or two.
Thank you for that clarification. Mr. Taylor, is that okay with you, Dr. Francis?
Yes.
This, generally speaking, this was a bid. I can't say much in public because it's a subject of potential litigation, but there were some procedural challenges raised by numerous bidders. The administration and legal counsel need to meet with the administration and the engineer for the district to review the bid specifications, bid documents prior to recommending the award of this bid.
Thank you once again, Mr. Taylor. So Dr. Francis has moved to table resolution 04, seconded by Mrs. Brins Watson. Questions, comments? Mrs. Capiello, roll call please to table resolution 04.
Mrs. Prince Watson? Yes. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed-Sturby?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. Dr. Francis, would you please continue with your resolution?
Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the operation committee presents the following resolutions for the board's consideration: 01, 02, 03, 05, and 06. We spoke about last week.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mrs. Manisi. Questions, comments? Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Prince Watson? Yes. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed-Sturby?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. Dr. Francis, you also have the Personnel Committee resolutions. If you could pass those in bulk.
Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the personnel committee presents the following resolutions for the board's consideration. P1A, new hires; P1B, extra pay; P1C, transfers; P2 is approve attendance for director of special services; P3 is accept letters of resignations or retirements; P4 is approve leaves; and P5 is to approve affirmative action officers listed for 2021 to 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Francis. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. O'Shea. Questions, comments about the Personnel Committee's resolutions? Hearing none. Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Mrs. Prince Watson? Yes. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed-Sturby?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. That's, okay. Policy Committee resolutions. I think those were all voted on last week. There are no others, correct? Okay. Residency Committee resolutions. That's Mrs. Williams. There are none. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Williams. The Technology Committee resolutions, that would be Mrs. Regis Darby.
Upon recommendations of the superintendents of schools, the Technology Committee presents the following resolutions for the board's consideration: T1 and T2.
T1 and T. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mrs. Williams. Questions or comments? Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Mrs. Prince Watson? Yes. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Vacy?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Garvey?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. The last item on our agenda is to approval of the bills. On the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the board concur with the bills listed in the permanent bound register appended to these minutes and be ordered for payment. That is the resolution. Is there a second?
Second?
Seconded by Mrs. Brent Watson. Questions or comments about paying the bills? Mrs. Capello, roll call, please.
Mrs. Watson? Yes. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Vacy?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Garvey?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes. We move on now to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business that anyone would like to bring to the board now? No unfinished business. We will move on to new business. Is there any new business?
On May 1st, there's going to be a coffee and cake event with our police department. And that will take place at Chappie's Restaurant from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. 929 Stuyvesant Avenue. And the second one will take place on Saturday, June 5th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Conca de Oro Bakery at 1039 Stuyvesant Avenue. My glasses are getting fogged up, sorry. And then on Saturday, May 8th, I just want to remind everybody to come out for the Food Truck Festival and Inflatable Village. And that'll take place on May 8th at Rackham Park from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. So that's all I have for that. The event for the inflatables, it'll feature the various inflatables and obstacles for children of all ages. There'll be live entertainment, the food truck, and a kids zone. So I just wanted to remind everybody because it's coming up and we won't be here before that event. So hope everybody can come out and make it.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams.
Okay, I just wanted to mention also on May 8th, the Veterans Alliance in town is sponsoring a concert at Hannah Caldwell. We approved that, the cameos. So if anyone's interested, it starts at 3 in the afternoon, 3 to about 5. It's $30 a ticket, and it's to support our veterans. So if anyone's interested.
Thank you, Mrs. Manisi. Any other new business? I would like to share something with the board. This is a follow-up to the reopening of the schools where I attended Battle Hill School. And there I met the RTI reading teacher, Mrs. Donna Cassidy. And she told me about the reading contest that she does for the kids. And at the end of those contests, she has an award ceremony. And this year it was a video award ceremony, and she sent me a copy of the video, and I was just amazed by how she performed, not just as a teacher, but how she gets along or does a great job with her students. I would just like to read some of what she has written me, just to give you a little more information about the program Mrs. Cassidy is doing there at Battle Hill. She says that each year I hold bi-monthly writing contests called Moving Towards Mastery in grades 1 through 4, where the only goal is for the students to write better than the month before, not outright anyone. She says that she goes into each class to do the pre-writing with them and then follow up with assistance when necessary. 2 winners in each class. One's an all-star writing, and then the most creative, and also the winners are announced in a YouTube video and given certificates and prizes. And that's the YouTube video that she sent me. Some of the topics this month included researching your favorite animal, to what would the world be like with no math, Winners included Lauren Vigario, who wrote all about giraffes, Christian Neto, who wrote all about how he stays fit by playing soccer, and Sophia Cano, who explained how without math, we would have no idea how old we are. Next month's writing topics include Wally the Walrus, who will be granting wishes to the first graders, and poetry regarding your favorite your favorite television show in grades 4. Mrs. Cassidy says she's extremely proud of how hard her kids work, and she's so glad that they are receiving this recognition. And this recognition is not just for the kids; they did an outstanding job with her help writing, but also for her. The YouTube video was just remarkable. I wanted to share it with the here at the meeting, but she thought that it might be a little too long. I think it was 12 to 13 minutes long, but it was really entertaining, and she gave a very vivid description of what the kids wrote about and how well they wrote, and some of what they were, I think one of the subjects was to write about a book they had read so that it would inspire her to buy the book. But again, Mrs. Cassidy is doing an outstanding job along with hopefully all our teachers here in Union. But I just wanted to recognize her as our RTI reading teacher, which is, I think, an area that we need to really focus on in the coming years, reading here in Union. But she is doing an outstanding job, and I just want to recognize her for that. And thank you, Mrs. Cassidy. Is there any other new business? If not, we have come to the part where we are receiving comments from the public. Mrs. Hall. Thank you for your patience.
On Whitewood Road. I wanted to take a minute to kind of speak as well to what Faith, speak a little more to what Faith was talking about and how well the students responded to the return to hybrid. I think Faith has a tendency to underestimate her own presence within the building. She's quite extraordinary. She's been a very active member of our All-In Focus Group, which is a group of students from grades 9 through 12. Mr. Bedequista is familiar with them. She's really a mover and a shaker, but she really does well represent all of the student body, because the energy that she brings is what we're really seeing at the high school. Kids are so happy to be back. There's an energy that's really, really very positive and so welcome. So to that end, I wanted to mention that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we've had a year like no other. And there's no question that the mental health of our students and our staff and all of us, even the best of us and the most well-prepared of us, we've been on the struggle bus a little bit. So mental health awareness this month, I think, this year in particular, requires a little bit of special attention. And so to that end, the students in my focus group and some of the students in the counseling, all throughout the counseling department and all throughout the district, have really committed to creating a platform where students can normalize conversations surrounding mental health and mental wellness. And this has been kind of coming for a long time. But I think the current situation of the pandemic has really forced us to look really hard at how we have conversations, difficult conversations about mental health with our kids. We had 3 parent programs this year, very well attended. Parents are very eager to learn how to really facilitate those conversations with their kids. And the kids are learning that it's okay to not be okay, and that they don't have to pretend that they're okay when they're not okay. And so we're really focusing on putting as much out there as we can on social media. We've created a calendar of self-care that'll go up on all of our different platforms. We've created a mental health checklist. Who can you call? What can you do when you're starting to feel certain types of way? Who are your safe people? And we're putting resource lists together of all of the available resources that kids can access and that their parents can access. And so we're hoping that this dialogue will continue, that this will start to kind of be the diving board that gets us into these really, really complicated conversations that we have to keep our kids well and safe, and to keep our staff well and safe, and to keep our families and the community well and safe. So just be looking for some of that. It's going to be posted. We're hoping to really, have a lot of it out there. So I hope it doesn't get saturated. I don't think you can really overdo this topic, but you'll be looking for it and we'll have it out there during the month of May. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Hall, for not just being an integral part of this, but empowering the students to be part of it as well. So thank you.
I agree. That's the public that's here. Are there any public comments online? I'm sorry.
Ms. Tino?
Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Benaquista for everything that he's done as far as the reopening of the schools and the return to hybrid. It was a really smooth transition, and I think the teachers and the students and the parents, from those that I'm speaking to, I think they really appreciate it, and they appreciate all of his hard work and his dedication. And I just wanted to also take this time to address the fact that we as a township are still looking for a superintendent when I think many of us feel like we already have one. You know, Jerry has been with our community. He taught in our community. He was a vice principal. He's been here and he knows our students and he cares about our students. And I think if we all look at what's important, I think that's the most important thing. And I just wish that more people would speak up, because we're speaking about it, but we're not speaking about it where it counts. We're speaking about it, you know, in whispers, and we all know that he deserves it. And I just wish that everybody would give him the shot that he deserves. And that's really all I want to say.
Thank you. That was it?
Make a motion?
Is there any need for executive session tonight?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Motion?
Mrs. Regis Darby has made a motion to adjourn. It's been seconded by Mr. O'Shea. Questions, comments? If I want to continue? No. Mrs. Capello, roll call for adjournment, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes, and thank you everyone for coming out tonight.
Not it.